Okay, so this is what the main page of our application looks like. If this is your first time logging on, you're going to want to create a new account if it's your first time. If you have already created an account, then you would just simply log in with your email address and your password. So let's say if it's your first time logging on, you're going to go ahead and click here. You're going to enter your name. If you're the parent, enter your name as the parent, your email address, and you're going to re-enter that email address, create a password, and then retype that password. Now, a reminder, any student under the age of 18 must have a guardian or a parent complete the application. If the student is 18 or over, they can complete the application themselves. Then you simply click Create Account. It'll create your account. And once it's created, you'll be able to log in. So I had already created an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. And if you're logged in, none of this will be showing. This will be blank. These are just my kind of test applications. And so you would be creating a new account for a new applicant. So this would be, a new application. And so the school is going to say proximity learning. That's fine. As I previously mentioned, Proximity Learning, Inc. is the company who has partnered with St. Helena to offer this virtual academy. So this will not be an option to change. This will remain the same. Program. Proximity Learning does offer virtual academies to different schools. So you can see here, if you click the drop-down box, there's St. Helena Virtual Academy and Texas Private School. Since your student will be applying to the Louisiana Virtual Academy, we will click St. Helena. Make sure that's selected. Applying for which grade? So which grade is your student applying to? Let's say for the 9th grade, we'll put in 9th. Applying for which year? Currently, we only have one option, which is the 2019-2020 school year. And here you put in the student's name. So let's go ahead and put in the student's name. Oh, it's the last name. So I'm already making a mistake there. Last name Smith, first name John. Let's say he has a middle name. I'll put Lee. And click Next. And so once you click Next, then it takes you to the page where you'll need to enter all the information. So this for you should be blank. When you first enter it, the only reason there's information there is because I previously completed an application. Now the next part is you're going to want to enter the parent name or legal guardian. Okay, and yes, if you created your account and you are the only parent or the only legal guardian, then you can simply re-enter your name. I'll go ahead and put in my information. We'll say I'm the father. So you're going to want to put in the full name. Jimmy Molina, street address. You can enter your address there. City, we'll say New Orleans. Louisiana, your zip code there. Make sure the phone number is in that format with the dashes. You can see it gave me an error. So 111-222-444. Student gender. We'll say the student is male. Enter the date of birth, month, date, year. Let's go with 4. Student age, 15. So as you can see here, there are red asterisks on each of these requirements here. These are required. You must enter information. If not, it'll give you the error like you saw previously, and it won't let you move on to the next page. So you want to make sure that all of this is filled out, everything with a red asterisk. As you can see here, student ethnicity does not have a asterisk. We would like this information, but it's not required. So if you don't mind, just go ahead and complete the information there. What is the student's ethnicity? Who will the student be living with? Father, mother, stepfather, stepmother, or legal guardian, or both, mother and father, or other. If you kind of want to put your own description as to who they'll be living with, you can type it in here. Let's say it's an aunt. We'll put aunt there. Okay, next is medical information. Does your child have any health problems? If yes, select yes. If no, click no. This is a requirement, so select either one. If you're not sure, you can go ahead and explain here. Say, I'm not sure, or yes, vision complications, whatever it may be, just go ahead and enter it there. Emergency contact information is the next section. So you can either put the same information yourself as a parent, or you can put your spouse's information or family members. It's completely up to you, but it is required. So if there's no one else other than yourself, then you can just go ahead and put yourself in there. Again, you want to follow that same format and then click next. So if everything's correct, it'll let me move on to the next tab, which it did, family info. So family info, here you're going to want to put parent/guardian. So again, if it's only you, put your same information here. We do require one. If you have a spouse, go ahead and put the spouse. And then go ahead and begin selecting the information. If it's other, you can just leave this select relationship and kind of type other there. And then just continue the same way. Enter information. First name, last name. Let's say we got the address there. So the information you entered previously will automatically populate here. So if that's the same, go ahead and leave that. You can enter the email address here as well, not required, but you can enter it. And then siblings. If the student that is applying has any siblings, you're going to want to put it here. You can enter up to 5. And all we need is the first name. Actually, sorry. We need first and last name, just here, first and last name, and then the grade level. That's all the information we need. So first and last name, and then grade level. Let's say he's in second grade, you can select it there. Whichever level they are in, just go ahead and select that. Click next. Okay, everything went through. So next tab is education. So previous education. So this is a required, this requires an answer. Is St. Helena Parish School District the most recent district the student attended? If yes, select yes. If no, select no. If no, you're going to want to go ahead and enter the name of the school or the district and then the state that it's in. Let's say if it was, another parish, XYZ parish in Louisiana. And that's totally fine. You can leave that there. So we'll put that, XZY. Next is a technology questionnaire. Will student have access to a computer at home? So again, it's a yes or a no. If no, select no. If yes, select yes. And this will help us determine on whether we need to provide a Chromebook to your student. So if you select yes, the student has access to a computer, then we imagine that you will not need access, you will not need a Chromebook, meaning that we will not need to provide that to you. But if you do not have access to a desktop or a laptop, click no, and that way we know that we will need to provide that. Will the student have access to internet at home? A student will need access. This is how students will be logging into their classrooms. So you're definitely going to want to answer yes, but if no, just let us know. Go ahead and click no. Whatever the situation is, if they do have access, click yes. If not, click no. So I'll click yes here. Will student have access to internet outside of the home? So if the student will be at home during the designated times that they'll be completing their work or accessing their classrooms, if they'll have internet, click yes. If they will have access to internet outside of if they won't have access, sorry, you're going to click no. So the second question here has to do with at the house or outside their house. Okay, limited English proficient students. So birth country, if not US, you can enter it here. This is not a requirement, but we just kind of like to get these stats. So if the student was born, let's say, outside of the US and Mexico, you're just going to want to type in Mexico. Date of entry, month and year. Let's say January 2001. Just enter that there. Again, this is not required, so if you don't enter it, that will not hinder you from moving on to the next page or from submitting the application. Some requirements that we do have for this section are primary language. So what is the primary language of the student? Is it English? Is it Spanish? Is it another language? You can enter it here. So go ahead and fill this out. Either one of these will go ahead and will allow you to move on to the next section. So the next question is language spoken at home. Is it English or Spanish? You know, some students, their primary language is English, but the language spoken at home is Spanish. So you can select that, or is another language. You can type in another language here. Let's just say English. English language proficiency is another requirement. Is the student fully English language proficient, or are they limited? So go ahead and select whichever applies to your student. If you know that they won't have any issues in the classroom understanding anything, any of the lessons in English, go ahead and click fully. If they do have some language proficiency concerns, go ahead and select limited. Okay, next section, special education eval. Does this student have a special education evaluation? If yes, click yes. If no, click no. If not sure, you can shoot an email to me and then let me know that you're not sure, and then I can help you determine that. But you should know if your student does or not, because typically the school that your student went to will let you know. There would have been an entire notification process of this. The same for the IEP, Individualized Education Plan, and the 504 plan. So these are just asking if the student has an individualized education plan or a 504 plan. And again, you'll answer yes or no, yes or no. So I'll go ahead and just fill these in and then click next, which then takes you to the requirements. So these requirements here go back to the documents that I suggested to scan, to create electronic versions. Because once you're here, you've completed all this information, one of the final things you need to do is just upload these documents. So as you can see, these are all requirements except for that final one, that withdrawal and transfer form. The most important documents are the birth certificate, social security card, proof of residence, and the official transcript or report card, depending on their grade level, again. So, so just to get this submitted, I'll go ahead and just attach any document to each of these. Let's say these are the actual documents: birth certificate, social security card, the proof of residency, which would be a utility bill, and the official transcript here. And there we go. So we see that they've uploaded successfully, and now we click next. So the birth certificate didn't catch. It gave me that error here. So whenever there is an error, you'll see it in red on the top left. So let me go ahead and choose another document for that. Next. There we go. So that did go through. That was successful. So everything's checked off here, which let me know that everything went through. And now we're on the signature page, which is the final page. Now let me go ahead and read this section here. By signing here, I certify that all of the information in this application is correct. Note, a student submitting an application for themselves must be 18 years of age or older. So I'm the parent. I'm going to go ahead and sign in my name, sign in off on this application. And this final part is just to identify that you are the parent, the guardian, or the student themselves. I am the parent / legal guardian. And that is the end of it. So we're going to click submit. And this is just a notification that once you submit it, you cannot make any edits to it. And then you're going to want to click yes. And you will get this, this message here. Thank you for submitting the online form. Click done. And all applications you submit, if it's only one application you submitted, then you will see it here. You'll be able to view it, all the information that you submitted, your application. So again, this cannot be edited, but you can see what you submitted. And you'll also get an email notification. Let me go ahead and pull that up because I do have a sample of that here. And that is right here. So you will get this automated response, which will say, thank you for your submission, for the school, the year, the student name. And it essentially says that your application has been submitted. We will be reaching out to you if we need any additional information and the next steps of the admissions process. And again, if you have any questions, you can always contact me at my email address, jmolina@proxlearn.com. And you can see here, there's also an attachment, which is the entire application itself. So you can download that, save that, or you can log into your account at the Virtual Academy application and view it here.